October 18th, Monday. I had a dream. No, the only thing that I could remember in my dream is my ex. And we would be intimate. We were being intimate, sexually intimate, physically intimate, and so I went to bed last night. I went to bed. Clearly, I'm not home. I'm at my brother's, and I'm gonna be here for the week. I don't know what it was last night. You know, it's been a while. It's been a while that I've been intimate with someone. And I mean, I mentioned stuff here and there about the past, about stuff that I've done. I mean, I enjoy it. I enjoy it. I enjoy it. And there's a lot of shame still around it, you know, especially the part of pleasuring oneself. I think there's still some shame around it, just the way I was brought up, right? Which is the way many are brought up, to look at, you know, how you look at, that's the trait, how you look at, you know, sex and pleasuring oneself, right? There's a lot of shame of, you don't do it, or it's fornication, whatever. I've mentioned it before, and maybe I didn't, I don't know. I struggled a lot with that part of myself, of feeling shame after I would do it. And there's this element of, it was a coping technique, and I used it a lot. I went from one extreme to now this extreme, where it's, I hardly ever, in the sense of like, compared to how it was before. And so everything got triggered last night because I felt the urge. And there's a reason why there's certain parts that are pleasuring on our bodies, right? They serve a purpose. And, you know, I mentioned that there was a lot more wounds that I had that I'm healing. And that was one of them. That part of my life was one of them. It was something that was unbalanced for me. Unbalanced in the way that for so long I thought, what's wrong with me? Am I not attractive enough? Why does it seem like I always have to be the one to initiate? And I tried exploring, and I tried different things. I like it interesting. I like to keep things interesting. I like to try new things. I'm open part of myself. And I thought maybe it would help. That it didn't matter what I did. Like, what is going on? It didn't matter what I did. And then I mentioned I was in an unbalanced situation. And so then I'm having this other experience with someone else. And it was the complete opposite. The complete opposite. Well, there was so much exploration, so much desire, so much fun. But it was an unbalanced situation. Unbalanced. Third party. But I learned a lot from both. I learned a lot. Experiences. I don't regret anything. I learned a lot. And I even tried, like, to still work on this relationship. I'm like, let me bring some of that in. Nothing. And then there were moments, and I think it wasn't that it wasn't working, it was sometimes I was a little too much. That's just my style, right? Sometimes I dive in a little too much. And sometimes that scares me because I give too much information, or I'm too in it, right? Too much, wanting to go to one extreme. And I have to balance myself. And so, but the thing was, when it was there, it was great. It was incredible. It just, for whatever reason, I was lucky. I was lucky if I even got any that month. And then at the end, I think there was fear on both parts of, like, realizing after it, I was actually talking to my sister-in-law about it. That moment where just, when all I was doing was wanting to be honest with him, and then out of nowhere the words came out of my mouth. I didn't plan on it. I didn't plan on moving out. I was just wanting to be honest, and then out of nowhere the words just flowed out. I can't be here anymore. And I was shocked as I was saying those words, because I didn't expect to say them. And I got scared because I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know what was gonna happen next. I didn't have a plan. My only intention was to be honest. And those words just flew out. So it must have been what my soul wanted. I wasn't expecting to say those words. It just came out. And I panicked because I was like, oh shit, like, I just said that. And then everything else was like a domino after that. But a week or two, I think it was a week before I officially moved out, I think we had that realization that we were gonna be intimate. So we agreed to spend that last week together in that manner. And there was this side of it that came out. I'm like, where afterwards? I mean, it was freaking incredible. But afterwards, I was like, where was this? Where was this? For so long, where was this side of you? It just made me feel sad. It take this extreme for it to come out and make me sad. And then I'm realizing it's because he gave himself permission. He gave himself permission to be him, to let go of being so, and he had fun. Gave himself permission to did not have anything hold him back, no fears, nothing. And it was the freaking best things that I've ever had. So I don't know what it was. Last night I was struggling because I wanted to pleasure myself. I don't know why. So there was this internal struggle. And I finally gave myself permission to. Because I'm like, it makes me feel good. I mean, before I used it as a coping technique, but now it's more just me. I wanted to feel good. I wanted to feel an orgasm. And if you've never had one, it's freaking amazing. But again, it's the intention, right? Why are you tapping into it? For me, it used to be a coping mechanism. This desire, this belief that I only, if it occurred, it was because I was attracted. Like I could only feel attracted when I was, when someone wanted me, right? Desired me in that way. And then, so I gave myself permission. And then I fell asleep because I mentioned that it helps with all. But there was an element where I'm like, I was struggling because I had coffee. I had coffee, but I don't know if it was also because I'm in this room. This happens to be the room that we lived in for 4 years. This was our space. And I've slept here before when I've come to visit, but this, for whatever reason, this just got triggered last night. And so in my dream, it's my ex. And we're just being intimate. And it was familiar, and it was, there was this element of like, this familiarity, safety, of engaging in this act with this person in my life. But at the same time, it was very weird. In my dream, it felt a little weird, because I haven't, engaged in that with him since last August. A year. More year, because we're in October now. So, but I dreamt of him, and we were engaging in it, and it was just engagement in it, that's all. And I woke up and I was like, but I know there was more to the dream, but that's all that stood out. And then all these thoughts got triggered about shame, still struggling with giving myself permission to just enjoy myself. Just enjoy myself. In a balanced way, right? Clearly, I don't pleasure myself every night. I don't feel the need to. So I realized that last night that I'm still struggling with that, giving myself permission to, you know? Because I'm clearly not wanting to search for it within someone else, you know? And I don't want to focus on having it be fulfilled by anybody else. In the sense of what it makes me feel, you know, like it just felt good. But it triggered all of that, like the imbalance in that experience. And then right now, as I was talking about it, I was reminded about this person from my past. And there was this element of he was holding himself back. Or there, nah. Like I wanted to explore a little more with him, and there was this, like I could feel, like I just picked it up really quick. Like he wasn't ready for that. Like maybe I was, you know what it felt like? It felt like I was a little too much. A little too much. And maybe I was coming off too strong, right? Clearly I jumped too quickly, too fast. But anyways, that's what got triggered. That's what got triggered. So I set the intention this week to wake up early, to go for a run. Yes, the lights out a little bit. I was waiting because I woke up really early. So finding it a little bit late. So I'm gonna go for a run. And I'm gonna go for a run to start the day. I want to incorporate more physical activity, like intense visit like I used to. So I brought my running shoes. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna start running, at least here. Don't have to worry about parking, and then when I get back, at least I'll be in the groove of running. And maybe I'll run like 3 times a week, and then I do my other workout. I mean, physical exercise helps to maintain your libido at a good level, a healthy level. When you don't exercise or when you let yourself go, your libido drops, right? And then you know, you have like a lot of overweight people, and then, you know, it's no longer like something they desire, but it's really because they've let themselves go. And your body is just like it's compromised to a certain degree because it's not balanced. You're overweight, or you know. And physical exercise gets your circulation going, and it's just healthy. And I've been doing some walking, but I haven't been honoring myself in terms of sleep. I've been staying up late. But now that I'm getting a better flow of what the workflow looks like, and I'm creating a better system for myself to stay on top of stuff, that's going to be my focus, is really to incorporate more of the physical activity, my workouts. So I'm looking forward to that because it's been a while. That was all. Just wanted to share. Alright, take care. Bye. I just wanted to document really quick. I was meditating, I saw the waves, and I was actually thinking about someone in the message that they just sent me. And they set limits with our interactions, which I'm grateful for, because this person, you know, just verbalized a little more, you know, in what capacity they would be there for me. So I appreciate that, but I realized, I'm like, I think I triggered this person. And that's what I was thinking about. I tend to trigger people unknowingly, innocently. And again, all it means is that there's something that needs addressing for this other person. Other people who get triggered by me. That's fine. But I was thinking about that, and then I'm seeing the light kind of like nodding, like, yep. I'm like, okay. But anyways, a lot of the movement was just on top, very light, very light. So I know it was more the headspace, but it was this very light, like the brushstroke wasn't thick from the bottom. It was just moving, and it was touching from the top very slowly. And then this side would kind of do it a little bit more, and then this side would do it a little bit more, and then they touch again. Very light, very, very surfacey, if you will. That's what it felt like. It was like very surface level. That's what it felt like. Just surface level stuff. So anyways, I'm gonna go for a run. Yeah. Take care. Hi. My name is Yubi, and in case you haven't figured it out, this footage is capturing my experience as I learn to navigate my personal spiritual awakening. I am learning that this experience is unique to each one of us, in whatever way we believe we are embracing living our truth. This just happens to be my journey. And despite me having a graduate degree and a license in clinical social work, this by no means is intended to replace any type of mental health advice. This is just me on a personal level, documenting my experience, shedding light on the truth that I am learning and discovering for myself, and really inviting you along for the ride. If by some magical chance you find this content to be helpful in any way, shape, or form, please click the like button, share the message, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have an Instagram account, a personal one, and one specifically for this channel that you're more than welcome to check out. I'm an open book. I have also created t-shirt designs. I'm wearing my favorite one right now, which is the North Node design, but I have that and other things that you can look at inspired by this process and journey, and I have the link in the description box as well as in the about section of my YouTube channel. So you're more than welcome to check those items out. Any type of support is great. Again, if you find this content really helpful or meaningful, sometimes when we take that step and be vulnerable, with showing what's inside our hearts and what's really our truth, we realize that we're much more connected than what we thought we were. And so I hope that as I'm living this experience and that you find some type of truth for yourself, or find some type of ability to heal in some way just by relating, just by knowing that you're not alone. That really has been my goal with this process, not just being able to connect with others, but really for my own healing. It's definitely been a therapeutic experience and a very creative one for myself. So I thank you, and I wish you all the best, and we'll see what else comes next for me. So